Okay. What else? Oh, right. I might as well talk about this. Okay, perfect. Now we have 3. So, Liliana here is a rogue. Their specializations are Bard, which is what she currently is. Assassin, which is what another person is, but we don't have them yet. Hunter, and I don't remember what the last one is. The mage here, which this is my first time playing, so this might be a little bit interesting. And I managed to turn myself into a warrior anyways. Anyways, mages have what Morrigan over there has, which is shapeshifter. It is terrible. Another one that I don't care about because I don't remember it. Arcane Warrior, which apparently is really freaking broken. And Blood Mage. And then Warrior here has Berserker, Reaver, Templar, and Champion. I am most familiar with that because I played this game as a warrior. Stan!
Yes.
I would like to discuss something you
Speak,
mentioned. Never mind.
Then I suggest we move on.
I forgot. What were you doing in that
Sitting,
cage?
as you observed.
You were standing, actually. That's not what I meant.
It's what you asked.
Okay, fair enough. You don't like me, do you?
Warden, if I truly disliked you, I would leave.
Okay,
Still
fair
here.
enough.
You may interpret however you choose.
You like me! Are you going to answer my
I
question?
did.
Ugh.
Ashera, was there anything else?
Oh my god, he's just as exasperated with me as I am with him.
I am hardly surprised.
Why did you come to
To answer a
Ferelden?
question,
What was the answer?
were you not at Ostagar when the army was overwhelmed? That is your answer.
Okay, I got it. Why would the Canary care
Why
about
do
the Blight?
you?
I am a Grey Warden. It is my
Exactly.
job.
You don't ask, nor do I. The Arashok sends me and I go.
Appeal to duty with this one. Did you find the answer?
A portion of it.
What was it?
Were you not at Ostagar when the army
I'm
was
stuck in a
overwhelmed?
loop.
That is your answer.
Do you have to go report back
Yes.
then? When are you going to do that?
Never.
Oh!
I cannot go home.
Oh, I got it. Perfect. Why not?
It doesn't matter now. Can we move on? We keep the Darkspawn waiting.
Damn it, just tell me.
As you wish.
I know that conversation leads to. Stan approval +4. He's stubborn, but I know how to talk to him at least. You, on the other hand,
What do you wish
I
of
just
me?
can't stand you.
If you must.
Here we go. And once this is over, another break. So,
I was not born such. 'Tis a skill of Flemeth's, taught over many years in the wilds.
and also the
Jason
worst
had
thing.
tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone and separate from his tribe, that is when we strike, dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend.
That does sound like something you do.
Oh? I truly doubt that children would be
I think
worth
that's
the
right.
effort. They are filthy.
Gods, I can never remember how to
smelly
talk
things
to this
full of
woman.
Tears and snot
And I had a
trouble.
kid with her.
That said, I cannot speak for the tastes of my mother. She has, after all, lived a very lengthy time in the wilds and done many things I know nothing of.
Okay.
Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know?
Can anyone?
Anyone with sufficient will. But
Touche.
the act of transformation is a magical one. 'Tis a spell and thus requires a mage's talents. Indeed, you could learn the spells required if I cared to teach you.
And if you try to get her to teach you, you will always lose approval. Because this is how she works.
No, 'tis not unheard of in the remote corners of the world. There are traditions of magic outside of the circle of magi, despite what those mages would have you believe. Some of these traditions are old, indeed, passed down as carefully.
Okay, because I know someone's going to ask why I don't like Morrigan. It's
Zealots
only
of the
this
Charter
game I
would
don't like
uproot
her in.
all such practitioners if they could, but as luck have it, some still exist.
I mentioned
None
it before,
is such a one.
but she disapproves of every single time you try to help someone else. Even if it's to get 20 sovereign, aka gold in this game, which is a lot of money, she'll be like, no, these people have to help themselves. And then you lose 10 approval with her. You have to be selfish with her, and it is just annoying. The problem is I don't remember how to talk to her. I had to use a guide to romance her the first time because, spoilers for her romance, at the very end of her romance, which it does not tell you when you get there, every single point in that romance you cannot tell her you love her and you cannot ask her if she loves you. Otherwise the romance will just end. At the very end of her romance, you have to tell her that you love her. And if you don't, the romance will end. And it does not tell you when you get to that point. What was I? That's good.
I'm shocked that you think so. Being a mage of the circle as you were.
I mean, I'm an arcane
but
warrior.
Perhaps you felt a little like a caged bird as well, caught within that dark tower.
Yes, very much so.
I thought so.
Okay. You're so conceited. There's not an ounce of humility in you. Can you change into other
The
humans?
form of an animal is different from my own. One may study the creature,
Okay, that makes
learn
sense.
to move as it does, think as it does. In time, this allows one to become as it is. I gain nothing by studying another human. I already am the same as they are. I learn nothing. So the answer is no, my human form is the only one I possess.
Okay, that's all I wanted to ask.
Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch?
I'm an arcane warrior. I'm broken as hell.
A most practical opinion. Far more so than any man I have spoken to. But enough
Really?
of
You're
such
bringing up my
talk,
gender
lest-
again?
Lest the dust gather on us.
Why? Okay. Okay, I remember enough about Morgan that I put myself back in the positive with her. That's
What
kind
do
of
you wish
funny.
of me?
I'd like to
If
ask
you
you
must.
something. Did you grow up in the
Why do you ask me
Kiri
such
Wilds?
questions? I do not probe you for pointless information, do I?
You can probe me anytime. Oh wait, that's a male-only option. You could if you wanted to.
Oh, what luck. What is it you asked if I grew up in the wilds? A curious question. Where else would you picture me? For many years
city?
it was simply Flemeth and I. The wilds and its creatures were more real to me than Flemeth's tales of the world of man. In time I grew curious. I left the wilds to explore what lay beyond, never for long. Brief forays into a civilized wilderness.
You know what the worst part about you is? I know for a fact that a lot of Tumblr idolizes you. But romancing you, I cannot feel that way. But you kept going
Would
back.
you not do the same? Your world is an unforgiving and cold place.
Touche.
The wilds I hail from is home to me, and I a natural denizen. For all that I had been taught, however, the truth of the civilized lands proved to be overwhelming. I was unfamiliar with so much. So confident and bold was I, yet there was much that Flemeth could never have prepared me for.
I cannot ask this. I know she will get pissed if I ask this. This one.
Equal parts daring and foolhardy, perhaps.
Okay, I think I'm in with
Only
her.
once was I accused of being a witch of the wilds, and that by a chastened who happened to be traveling with a merchant caravan. He pointed and gasped, and began shouting in his strange language, and most assumed he was casting some curse upon me. I acted the terrified girl, and naturally, he was arrested.
Okay, then. Oh, and before you think, man, Arcane Warrior sounds great because of how broken it is, I played the game before. You have to go through a quest much later on in the game to get it. That's the only reason I have it now. Anyways, what was I saying? That was quick thinking.
Men are always willing to believe two things about
What
a
is
woman.
with you and
One,
women?
she is weak.
You just
and
keep
two, that she
mentioning
finds them
gender.
attractive. I played the weakling and battered my eyelashes at the captain of the guard. Child's play. The point being that I was able to move through human lands fairly easily. Whatever humans think a witch of the wild looks like, 'tis not I. Not
Okay.
that I did not have trouble. There are things about human society which have always puzzled me, such as the touching. Why all the touching for a simple greeting?
A handshake?
To begin with, yes. What is the point of touching my hand? I find it an offensive intrusion.
Okay.
There were many nuances that Flemeth could never tell me of. When to look into another's eyes. How to eat at a table. How to bargain without offending. None of these things I knew. I still do not understand it all, truth be told, but then I gave up long ago any hope of doing so. When I returned to the wilds last, I swore to Flemeth that I had no intention of leaving again.
Well, I'm glad it worked out this way
Yes?
at least.
Let's ignore the entire Darkspawn threat in the presence of a simpleton as your only other Grey Warden ally, then. Not that I lack
Thank you.
appreciation for the intent of your comment. Thank you. Well, let's get on with it before the ground opens up and
That was
swallows
the
us,
first
yes?
time she was actually nice to me. Holy crap, wait a minute. Okay, Alistair has 22. Oops. Liliana has 9. Morrigan has 11. And she was
What do you
at
wish you
-4. I'm not done talking to you
If
either.
you must.
Have you ever been
My mother
hunted by
has
the
been hunted
Chantry?
from time to time, yes. By Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was to begin once more.
You're right, she's not Bayonetta. She's not confident but nice, kind to children, but also kick-ass. She's just kind of a bitch. I feel sorry for the Templars.
They came with as much swagger and arrogance as they did self-righteousness.
Oh,
Pity them
I
if
picked
you
the wrong
wish,
option.
for they held none for us. Flemeth would warn them once. 'Twas
Oops.
a warning they inevitably failed to heed.
Goodbye again.
The true game began. Often Flemeth
If I
would
close the
use
door, she's just gonna stand out there
a little
barking at
girl
me.
to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and
Uh-huh.
to their doom.
Did you actually kill them all?
Me? No, I never did any of the killing until later. And even then, Flemeth was a glutton for that sort of thing. Thankfully, the wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere, and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or maleficarum.
No, she'll disapprove of this, she'll disapprove of this. That's a stupid option. Did you think that was fun? They got what they deserved.
Perhaps they did. Still, I do not begrudge them doing what they believe is necessary. The Chantry sees any mages not leashed
I
to
can
the
never
circle
remember
of
how to talk to
magi
this
as
woman.
apostates. And apostates could become maleficarum, evil mages that resort to blood magic and become demon-enslaved abominations. It may even be true. Still, those of us who prefer freedom see no reason to submit.
Why? Get out of here, you! Oh, jeez. I agree
An
completely.
interesting answer for a mage. Enough of this talk. Let us return to the task at hand.
I got one approval.
What do you wish of me? If you must.
Splement's really what
well,
she
that
seems.
depends, does it not? what does she seem to be?
An old woman.
Sometimes I do wonder the very same thing. Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The
What
one that the
Liliana told me
Jasons
about
still
just
tell of
now.
your mother, to frighten them into obedience.
Like a few minutes ago, maybe. I've heard a little.
No doubt such a tale has mutated much over time and telling.
Yep.
I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
Okay.
As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful. A fair lass in a land of barbarian.
Liliana also
land,
said the
desire
fair
of
and
any
beautiful
who
part,
saw
so that's
her.
probably true. Just how long ago?
Many centuries before this land was even named Ferelden.
Also part of
The
Liliana's
tales
story?
say that Flemeth
Ah,
fell in love
there we go.
with Osen the Bard,
Another part
and
of
fled the castle of her
Liliana's
husband,
story.
the dread Lord Conobar,
Another
and that
part
he
of-
swore vengeance for her infidelity.
Yep.
In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conobar the jealous lord who looked on from afar.
There it is.
Lord Conobar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife. And Osen agreed.
Man, Osen was a prick.
The life of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement. All would have been well had Lord Conobar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he
Holy
did
shit,
not
this is actually
possess.
true.
Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge.
This is what I mean. You can never talk about true love with her. Skip that option.
Spirits first, and 'twas they who slew Conobar. Flemeth did not turn to the demon until much later. Lord Conobar's allies chased Flemeth, you see. Chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon. And
If you don't know how important
made her
Flemeth is,
strong.
you have not
The
played
legends
any
all
of these
speak of the
games.
great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
Okay.
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords.
These fireworks are
Thus,
making my dog
he
edgy.
was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend
She's
much
wearing black
later.
nail polish and
Perhaps it was
eyeliner.
due
She's
to
getting
the
a bit
Great
too
War of the
edgy.
Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
That's odd. Do you believe her
I do
version?
not believe everything that Flemeth claims. Oft it seems her bitterness has coloured her memories. But on
Huh.
the whole, yes, I believe this tale, if not all.
Interesting. An interesting story, thank
Flemeth
you.
tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend,
This I know.
it is true, but I find myself curious nevertheless.
I've never met her. This one.
I see. I find myself a little envious, to tell the truth. But it matters
If I
not.
remember,
Let us
Amel
move on.
children are always taken from their family before their magical powers develop. And I should have 4 siblings? Question mark. Maybe. If I remember the story about the Amels correctly. Hi.
Are you sure I can't interest you
Oh,
in this
jeez.
hat? A pair of earrings, perhaps? A cheese knife?
Maybe 200 sovereigns? What's your story?
Well, if you're really interested, I suppose it
I
won't
want to
matter
know
to
about
you.
this
I am
one. No, not
originally
you,
from
the other one.
Baltimore, the famed dwarven city that lies beneath the stately Frostback Mountains.
I know about
I
Orzammar.
was a merchant there, too. Merchant caste. These things are in the blood, you know. You can't just leave them behind. I ran a fairly successful business. Rare artifacts, you know. Old things, grand things. The nobles loved them. Reminded them of the lost glory days, I suppose.
Hang on, something is wrong over here. Boop. Hello. Anyways, I don't care what I say to you, so just go on.
So, as I said, things were going well. But good things must come to an end. One day, a noble woman came to my stall. She looked around for a bit and then started shrieking in dismay. Apparently, she believed that a pair of braces I had for sale once belonged to her brother.
And then Flemeth came out of nowhere.
See, while on an expedition to clear out the Darkspawn from one of the tunnels running close to the city. They were made specially for him. They're unique, she shrieked. He stole them from my poor brother's corpse. She had me arrested on the spot, of course. Nobles, they're touchy like that.
Oh. I would know. I used to be one. What happened to them?
Well,
what happened
didn't
then?
steal them. You see, I'd been paying these castless thugs to venture out into the deep roads for me. The lost tides. They're full of things that people left behind. Sometimes you can find a treasure. Something worth a little gold.
Gold digger, gold digger. I see.
The noble woman, she wasn't too happy with the theft of her brother's braces. I don't know what they planned for me, and I didn't want to find out. Bribed the guard that was watching me and took off for the surface first opportunity I got. Never looked back.
Oh. And now here you are.
Yes, here I am. Now, is there anything the boy or I can get you?
What's his story?
Ah, yes. I'm married to a fine woman back in Denerim, it's true. She'd give me a son if she could, but that's not likely to ever be. Sandal here. I found him in a deep
Because
road
of the
years
dwarven
abandoned, I think. And he was never quite
fertility
right
rate
I
being
took him in,
so
and I brought him
low.
with me when I came here to the surface. He may not be my blood, true, but I think of him as one.
We left Orzammar.
That's right, boy. Maybe one day we'll see it again.
Oh, this kid. Blood isn't all that
That's
important.
how I've always felt. As long as he's happy, so am I.
At least
It's not
he
as if
has a
I don't
father.
benefit, mind you. Turns out
I never
the
met
boy's a
mine.
natural working with enchantments.
Oh.
He might have even been lyrium-addled. I never thought of that before, to be honest. Happens sometimes.
Uh-huh.
He can work an enchantment into just about anything, however, given some time. Could probably open his own shop, if he knew how.
Enchantment.
Well, he does seem to enjoy it, at least.
I love this guy. Both of them. They're both kind of ridiculous. Have you heard any rumors?
I hear news from Denerim that Tyrn Loghain has been declared the new regent. It makes sense, his daughter being the queen. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Thank you. Where do these goods
Look,
come from?
we don't rob people, all right? We don't take things from people that need them. The things in the Lost Tides... what good
Motherfuckers,
they
it isn't even
provide.
10 yet!
I brought them back to Orzammar, where people could look at
Why
them
are you
and
launching
remember.
fireworks?
It's not all that different up here.
Ah,
The place
yes.
is long abandoned by the humans
Tell me
everywhere.
more.
Even
Oh.
more now with the Darkspawn coming.
Oh, dear lord. Why did living in a neighborhood with a bunch of suburban white people. it, I can't even finish the story. What was I talking about? What do you mean?
People flee from the Blight with good reason, but they forget things. Things with value and meaning. They leave them behind because they're frightened and desperate. And sometimes, my boy and I, we find our way to these places before the Horde descends, and we save these things. I take them away so the Darkspawn don't get them. Is that so bad? They destroy everything they touch. That's what I tell myself, too.
Plus, you have
Ah,
something I want.
These are dark times indeed. Dark times, my friend.
Oh, uh-huh. Bye.
Of course. Good fortune to you and yours.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. I think I've talked to everyone. Alright. I'm gonna take another break, and then we'll actually venture out somewhere far away from here. To those of you watching the VOD, vid, thing on YouTube, you won't have to put up with it, but to everyone else, enjoy this terrible sketch.